Last time, I have showed you how to get some basic input for your Shiny window. Today, we will add some more features to our input. Let's get right into it. We will continue from where we left off, day 12 in the GitHub repository. First of all, I added some regions to keep the code more structured. Some people might argue that moving these lines into a different function is better, but I don't agree with them in this specific case. It's more easy to see the control flow by having all of these things in one place, in order. And with regions, we can collapse the code very nicely, so it looks like a function. So, let's add mouse input. For the mouse buttons, we'll just create the buttons here separately, and we will just update them like the other buttons. The difference is that we will get some custom messages for the button presses. We will just reuse the process event button function that we made last time. Then, reset the input when we get out of focus. Also, set the buttons pressed and released states to 0 at the end of the frame. Let's test it. Next, let's get the cursor's position. This is easy fortunately. First, add the mouse position fields here. We don't need to use events to get the mouse position. We can just use getCursorPosition. This will return you the cursor's global position. But since we want its position inside the window, we use setClientToCursor to get that. Let's test it. As you can see, the cursor's position starts from this corner, and this is good, because that's where we start drawing from. Whenever we type, Windows also reports to us if the Alt key was being held at that moment. So we can use that information for shortcuts and stuff. So let's also put it inside the button struct. All we need to do is set it here. It will be already set to 0 when we lose focus. And I also choose to set it to 0 at the end of the frame. Let's test it. This implementation will work only when the key is pressed, not held. But I just wanted to show this feature. You can implement it better if you want. Similarly, I want to make one more thing that won't be properly implemented, but I want to have this feature and keep this series simple. So I want to get what I call typed input. It should behave like when you type characters inside the text field. It should also take into account if you are holding the shift key. If you remember from the last video, the events that we get behave like that, except that they don't tell you if you are holding the shift key. So we will take care of that ourselves. So I'll add the char array in the input structure. This will be a null terminated string of letters that are typed by the user each frame. Next we'll just grab the letters here. We will just ignore the letters that overflow our strings buffer. But that's okay in my opinion. I don't think anyone would press 20 keys at a time and expect for the program to make much sense of that. Don't forget to leave the last letter to 0, so we have a null terminated string. Now we will have a post-process step. I chose to have it outside the WinProp, but you can also have it in place, where you got the input directly. So we check if shift was pressed, so we can have big or small letters. I also use this code to check if caps lock is toggled, and if so, I flip the shift state. Now we iterate through all of the characters. If the character is a letter, we just set it to be upper or lower according to the shift state. Note that we need to check if it is greater than 0 here, because unfortunately, this alpha will just crash your program if you give it negative numbers. If the character is a number, we just leave it as it is. If else, it must be a symbol. So I just convert from the Windows code to the proper character. Feel free to copy this code from my GitHub if you want. If it is a key that is not here, like the arrow keys, I just remove it by moving all of the next letters to left by 1. I haven't implemented the shift feature for the numbers, so feel free to add it as a homework. But again, this implementation is sketchy anyway. There is probably a better way to do this, and also take care of different keyboard layouts. But this will be good enough for now. Finally, reset the typed input at the end of each frame, or if the window doesn't have focus anymore. Okay, next time, I will show you how to properly structure this code for a game. So subscribe to not miss that, and also, this series doesn't get a lot of attention, so if you like it and want to see videos more often, share this video with others. See you!